And what is the title, you ask?
What is the title, we ask?
It can have numerous titles. The book we use calls it Unit Multipliers. In other circles, it's also known as conversion fractions. Oh, great. And then basically, band over? Just for you.
Well, I did my syllabus at the beginning, so.
Okay. And what these bad boys do, children, is it is a way to, it's how you convert from one unit of measurement to another. In other words, if I was trying to change hours into minutes, this is what I would use. If I was trying to change days into years, if I was trying to change feet into yards, or to which you're going to say, well, that's not very hard, but I don't know. Maybe it was just me. But like sometimes I get a little confused. Like if somebody says, 17 yards is how many feet? I know there's 3 feet in the yard, but I sometimes get confused to whether I multiply by 3 or divide by 3, because sometimes, does anybody else get that? 17 feet is how many inches? Do you multiply by 12 or divide by 12? I know Leighton doesn't, because he's got it bang up there. It is also a way, if I ask you to convert 5 miles into inches, how many of you can do that? Well, not off the top of your head, but using these makes it a no-brainer. I mean, you automatically get the right answer no matter what. Or if I asked you, 7 feet is how many centimeters? Anybody on that one? Sarah Grace, you got that? How many would you say? You just said yes. Huh? 72 centimeters is in the what?
No.
Don't answer, because there's no
120.
Now, I need for you to write this down in big letters so that you understand this is the most important part. Somebody give me a color that's what color? What color do you feel is the most important color?
Wait, but don't you need math to do everything?
Hot pink.
It's
Salmon.
Salmon.
Hot pink. Orange.
Joseph's got it. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to make this so large you can't miss it. The most important part about this is I should have played hang. In case you can't read it, that says labels. The labels that you use are the most important part about getting what we're doing today correct. And for those of you who like to be on the lazier side, and I am not going to say all the few things that are in my mind at this point, you might struggle with this because you're not going to like to write labels because I don't know why. You're just lazy and you like to waste too much time. We are going to pause so that you have enough time to decorate your word labels like I have. So you can understand the importance of the label. Everybody there? So let's start with a simple one. Why didn't I start with the new sheet?
I don't know.
Let's get rid of this. Let me throw at you the directions here, and we'll jump right into something here. Convert 64 inches into feet. Do that. Ready? Here is the process. You should take a deep breath. Oh, good. Zach knows the answer. I think I may stop then. All right, step number 1. Number 1. Write the given measurement in fraction form. Which would simply mean put it over 1. Lauren, you missed a truly, truly epic math class so far. You sense sarcasm in it? I think we learned some valuable lessons today. Not sure what they were. Ladies and gentlemen, that simply means this. You were given 64 inches. You take 64 inches, and remember when I said labels are important, you need to put the label there. And you're going to put that over 1. I made it a fraction. Do you want me to do that again? Do it in reverse. No. Ready? Why, you're in another room.
Oh no.
What am I going to do? Well, let's not fret. Put that up there. Number 2. Number 2. Number 2. Multiply that by the, and here we go. I'm going to either say unit multiplier / or conversion fraction. I don't care how you say it or what you say it is, either one of those. That has the original, well, wait, I'm sorry, I'm going to take that away. Can I take that away? That will make the original label cross cancel and has the desired label on top. And you're going to say, what?
What?
A picture's worth 1,000 words. Ladies and gentlemen, Ellie Stewart has a very, very, very important announcement.
What is it?
Yes, ma'am?
I'm going to, well, we haven't even looked now. Nothing.
My guess is 61.
So, people
Now, are you ill or are you going away on the road to ill?
know that.
Are you? You're sick like every day this week, aren't you? Get better, please.
Thank you.
All right, ready, children?
Yes.
Because we're getting to the pinnacle moment of your mathematical lives right here. Okay? Chase, did I say something wrong? So here's what you're going to do. Every time you want to change from one measurement to another, you're going to write times. You're going to make another fraction over here. And if you look at what I said, you know, we've got this whole cross-canceling thing. With this conversion business, you are looking to cross-cancel labels. Don't worry about the numbers so much. It's the labels that are important. So the thing you're thinking about is this. If I have a label of inches on top over here, in order to get inches to cross-cancel or cross out, where do they have to be on my other fraction? Chase? On the bottom. If inches is on top over there, inches must be on the bottom over there so that they cross-cancel, because my answer doesn't need inches or want inches, it just wants feet. Wait, am I doing something wrong, Autumn? Oh. Shannon, am I doing something wrong? Oh, I don't know. You looked like you were not understanding that little morsel of thing. Now, here's the next step. Are you with me? The next step is I want to change this. I want the desired. What do I want to change this into? I want to change it into feet. So that's the label I want to put up here. Why don't I put miles up there? Because I don't want miles. I want feet. How do I know it's feet? Because the problem says it's feet. It's not that hard, is it? Okay. Now, however, here's where you have to have a little bit of prior knowledge here. Okay. If I write it in here, I guess this is step 3. Okay. Your conversion fraction must have equal measurements on top and bottom. And again, that won't make any sense to you at all. But once we talk about it, it will. You have a few more blanks to fill in here. Because obviously, as it stands right now, if I crossed up inches, my answer is not 64 feet. That wouldn't make any sense because then I would just change everything, whatever. When you have this fraction right here, which is our conversion fraction, you have to put in there what makes them equal. In other words, how many inches are in a foot or how many feet are in an inch, which I hope you know. How many inches are in a foot? Emma? 12. So you fill in that blank. 12 inches is the same as 1 foot, which makes this actually a fraction that equals 1. 12 inches and 1 foot are the exact same measurement. Same thing over same thing makes it 1. But what it does, when you cross-cancel the labels, you cross off inches with inches, you are left with this as your label, which is what you want. Now you just have to work with the numbers, which I hope you can do. Work the numbers. What do I get if I multiply 64 times 1? 64. What do I get if I multiply 1 times 12? 12. My label is feet. I just have to do the division or the reducing or whatever it is right there. What can I do with 64 over 12? What's the easiest way to say 64 over 12? Anybody. I could reduce it, right? What number goes into 64 and 12? 4. 64 divided by what is 4? So what? 16 over 3. And 16 over 3 is the same as what? 3 goes into 16, 5, and 1/3 feet. That's your answer, ladies and gentlemen. 5 and 1/3 feet. What do you think? Once you do a few of these, you'll be like, this is just the easiest thing. I don't know why I didn't do this forever and a day ago. So, I'm not done yet. This will be continued, don't you worry. Which question?
Could you just divide 64 by 7? Yeah, and then reduce it. Like to reduce it, it's like the same pair of 12 by 4 by 12 and 90.
Yeah, I could have also asked my mother or father and they would have told me that is. Now, Sophia forced me to go into my long sermonizing about. Sophia, do you think that they started off with the hardest possible problem? They just gave you the easiest possible problem. And yes, you could have just done that. But do you suppose maybe there's a problem where you can't think that hard of it? Alright, Sophia has forced me into doing this.
No, I didn't.
Tell me, Sophia, if I want to know 36 yards equals how many miles? So you can't just do that all the time. What Sophia doesn't realize, see children, in all things, I'm giving you the building blocks to be able to do the really hard problems. So I'm not starting off with the hardest one. You could just do what you said, but when math class comes and I ask who didn't write down a unit multiplier / conversion fraction to stand up, you will be standing up, and then what will happen? That's the next step to getting it out. And that is not desirable. Ready? Here's another one. Wait, do we have enough time? No. We were stopped there. I'm going to let you get a good night's sleep and we will return for part